Hi guys, welcome to Henderson Library's Home Edition. I'm Miss Lenna, and for today's craft we are doing a Halloween painting. So stick around and let's get started on that. For today's craft, your kit will include a paintbrush, so make sure you take that out. I have 3 right here for me, depending on which one I need. Your bowl of water, you have your different paints, so we have white, purple, yellow, green, black, and brown. Then you will need the photo of the painting that we are going to be drawing. This you can find online at hendersonlibraries.com. And then the paper that we are going to paint on. And of course, on the side, sometimes you want to make sure you have some blank paper towels, clean paper towels, in case you want to like wipe your paintbrush on like that for the different painting techniques we are going to try. And then the next step you want to do, if you have tape at home, take out some tape, and you're going to want to tape each of the corners to hold the paper down. Okay, so let's get started. Okay guys, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to take your paintbrush, you're going to dab it on the paper real quick so it's not too wet, and then you're going to take your yellow paint and you're going to grab some, and what you're going to do is make a big yellow circle. Now what you're going to want to do is make sure to reference the photo in hand to check and see how big the circle is. So it looks like mine isn't big enough, so I'm going to add more paint, make it bigger, and so it will even out. And using my reference photo to check and make sure, let's see how big I still need to go. So it's about yay big, decent. I'm gonna maybe stretch it out just a little bit bigger, because what this is the moon. So make sure the moon is big enough since it's in the background. You want to try and get it as neat as you can, but if it's not that neat, that's okay. Because you know what? We're having fun. And neatness does not matter. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to take our brush, we're going to clean it real good in here. You can see there's still some stuck on here. Clean it really good. And then this is why we have the towel, so then any leftovers we can just take and wipe off. Make sure to clean one more time. Take and wipe off. And so now, the next thing we're going to do, so we're going to put the yellow paint back. We're going to take the green paint, dip our brush in for that, and then we're going to put that like right there. Then, looking at a reference photo, you can see that the green is all around the edges. So we're going to do that too, and you can see how it kind of overlaps just a little bit with the yellow right around the edges. So we're going to kind of do that. So for now, we're just going to take that green and we're going to put it around here. If you have any bigger paintbrushes at home, if you want, you can use those. So like I have one right here that's a bigger brush. So I'm going to take this one instead, or you can just continue to use the one that's in your kit. And I'm going to go around the edges like this to help fill it in more. Okay? Oop. And you want to try and keep it neat and clean. Try not to get it on the edges. What I should have done was put some newspapers underneath to protect the table. But we're just going to keep going. Just try and be careful. And if you look at the reference photo, we want to leave about an inch at the bottom free. So we're going to take this and we're going to do that. So we can mark that section off for the fence. And then we're going to continue to take this, paint it on, you know, and just have fun with it. Try and be neat. Uh-oh, I kind of made a bit of a mess, but oh well. I will clean it up afterwards. And you want to get the marks to kind of swirl around. Like in the picture, you can see how it like swirls. So you want to try and copy that. So we're going to go and dip a little bit in the yellow with this and swirl around. And then we're going to clean this brush off real quick. Kind of dab it off, and then we're going to grab the yellow and we're going to add some more, and we're going to do that with the green and kind of swirl it with the green at the edge, you know, so it kind of swirls together. And with each time you dip into the paint, make sure to clean off your brush, because then if you don't, the paint's going to mix and you're going to get the color blue. No, you're going to mix it, not the color blue. It's going to mix, and then it's going to be a yucky light green color, which is what we don't need for this painting. So, just going to do that. Push it like this, so you can kind of see it going around the edges. And it starts to look like the photo. So each time, dip and dry, and then, so I have a little excess yellow paint still on here, so I'm going to take it and swirl and continue to swirl to keep that moon shape and color. And so with this, you can grab some more yellow paint, a little bit, and we're going to dot around the edges and continue to swirl it. Oops. There we go. That was part of my paintbrush. You can see the paint on the paintbrush is kind of cracked, so I ended up getting a little bit here in my moon. So, let's kind of swirl that. And then, oh, here's another piece. Maybe I shouldn't use this paintbrush anymore. So then, I'm going to grab my other paintbrush. Oh, that's too small. And I'm just going to add more yellow in the middle to make it so it's a nice, bright, big moon. Okay. And then, once we have that done, we're going to rinse our paintbrush again. Try and take off the excess paint here. Make sure it's nice and clean. And then we're going to put the yellow and the green back. And we're going to pick up our brown color and we're going to create the fence. So you're going to take some of the brown and you're going to start striping it downward. Start it where the green's at and go down. So when you look at the reference photo, you can see how it makes it look like they're actually fence posts. So we're going to do that. And we're just going to continue to do this all the way down the bottom. Until we reach the end. And you can see this is why we need newspaper underneath, because there's a bit of a mess here, so I'll clean that up when I'm done. You're just going to continue to make your way through. And so as it dries, you can add more layers to darken it up, to look more like a fence post. So that's what I'm doing. So you can choose to do that or not. It all depends on what you want, because you're the artist. Okay. Then after that, we can put the brown paint back, and we're just going to give this a nice, good clean. Oh, yeah. Oop, uh-oh. Be careful not to get the paint on you, because that can happen. You can see that it struggled to clean, but the more we mix it and dry it off, the cleaner it gets. So now, once we have that clean, we're going to let this dry a bit, and once this is dry, we're going to come back and finish up with the cat. So, stick around. Hi guys, now that we're back, let's finish up. So now we're going to draw the cat part. So you're going to take your paintbrush and you're going to grab the black paint and you're going to start lightly outlining the cat shape using the photo as a reference. So let's say their legs are right here, you know, and you're just going to lightly outline this. So let's say that. Let's mark this for the body and the neck, and then the head, like that. You know? Tail is going to come down and up and swirl like that. So now, once that we have the body outlined, we're going to fill it in. And this is where you're going to want to make sure you are very neat. So It may take us a couple of tries to make sure the paint is opaque, so that means it is very thick, so you can't see the green or yellow or anything underneath it as you lay it down and as it dries. So that's what I'm doing. If you need to get to the little details, I know your guys' brushes are smaller, more like this size, so you can take your brushes, go around the edges, try and clean them up. Or if you need a smaller brush, hopefully you guys have one that you can use. So I'll just make it a lot easier while painting this. Now I'm going to shift this over a little bit over here so we can get the rest of the cat up here. So I have that. You can use this one, thicken it up. And then you can kind of see the green underneath, which is why I'm trying to make sure it's nice and thick. And it'll dry so you can't see it. Now with the head, you don't want to color in where the eyes are. So you're just going to carefully outline the face, outline the head, and you're going to want to make big circles that are going to be the cat's eyeballs. Okay, so we're just going to do that, cover up all these areas, like this. Make sure it looks neat. And then we're going to take some of that paint, the black paint, and we're going to do the slits for the eyes. And we're just going to put them like that. Okay. Try and neaten it up. And there we go. And now we're going to move on to the tail. So we're going to take our paintbrush and make sure we very carefully and neatly paint the cattail. So, You can use as much paint as you want. Again, you don't have to worry about being too neat, but try to keep it somewhat neat. And then we're going to swirl up in here, and this is where it's going to start thinning out for the end of the cattail. So it'll go like that. So now we're going to look at our reference photo. What do we have left? We have the spider and the spider web. So we are going to take our brush and clean it off real good. Make sure it's nice and clean. You know. Oh yeah, so it'll be nice and ready, and we're gonna take our purple, which is right here, and I'm gonna take it and we're gonna draw the spider, which would be right here-ish. I think our spider may be a little bit bigger, but that's okay. We're going to plop them right there. So then we're going to clean this off again. And then we're going to take our black paint again. We're going to dip in just a little bit, little by little, just here, little touches of paint. So we have just a little bit on our paintbrush, and we're going to draw the spider webs. Okay. So we want our paintbrush to be like a tip as best we can as we do each spider web. So add that spider web, and then we're going to finish up with this spider web here. No. Okay. So we're just going to keep going with each one. And then we're going to draw the little bits that go around and make it look like a spider web. once we do that, it's the spider's legs. The spiders have 8 little legs. So we're going to draw his 8 legs as neatly as we can. Okay, and then after that, there's one more thing. You know what that is? That's the eyeballs. So we have a little bit of white paint, and we're going to take it, we're going to swirl it up, and we are going to blob some eyeballs on them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now our painting is finished. So you can let it dry as is like this, because it will take some time, but there you go. So I hope you guys had fun, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye!